all, it's Barb coming to you at Craft Studio. I have a project share for you today. I'll be right back. Start with the big one because I want to get it out of the way. I don't know how much you can see it. That's my patriotic porch sign. It says freedom. And then the back side says love is love. Now I just need to do one for summer and fall and Halloween and Thanksgiving. And then I got my t-shirts done that I made for me and hubby. We're actually invited to a neighborhood barbecue the Saturday before our anniversary, so we thought we might wear our t-shirts. Cheers to 40 years. It's almost at the end of the month. We celebrate our 40th wedding anniversary, so we're pretty happy about that. I mean, not a lot of people make it that far anymore, but just going to get these out. I can't remember whether I shared this one or not, so I'm just going to share it again just in case. A tulip greeting card. This one I was just extra. I did a whole bunch for thinking of you cards, and I did a few extras just to have some on hand for, because this could work for sympathy or whatever. So I may have shared it last week. I couldn't remember. I did some more Christmas cards. I'm trying to do some every month, and so far this year I haven't missed a month. If I can keep going at that pace, I think I'll finish in October. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. And then I did some of the marshmallow people. Got more down here. Where are they? These ones I used with the dice that I found on clearance in the Bullseye Playground. They were like yoga dice. You were supposed to spin and it told you how long to hold the move and what move to do. But I just covered them with a balloon that I bought from Dollar Tree, and I cut out faces with my Cricut. I bought the SVG file on Etsy. I bought a couple different ones from different places. I just searched, I think, marshmallow mug faces or something like that, and they came up. So first I thought that one was off, but it's just the way it looks in reverse. It doesn't look quite right. When you look on it head on, it looks fine. So there's those. And then these ones were made from the Dollar Tree dice, and I covered them with balloons, which is much easier than painting them. Painting them, you really have to put a lot of coats on, and you have to use chalk paint because acrylic paint won't begin to cover them. But I'm not sure how I feel about that one. I really like this one. This one I think is my favorite of all of them. I think maybe these two are my favorites. Though I do like the one that's just the eyelashes and the mouth. But now I got a nice assortment. I'll probably make some more because I have a bunch of different faces. And then I can just choose. I mean, I won't use all of them at once, but I can just choose which faces I want to use for whatever that holiday is. And then a lot of the inspiration for these next projects came from Happiness is Homemade 4. She made these. They're just from toilet paper rolls and scrapbook paper, and these were from one of those Dollar Tree. I think they were balloon weights, but I just cut the stuff off the top and used them coming out of my firecrackers. And then I did another set of firecrackers. These ones were made from the square dice that Dollar Tree has. Which way is it supposed to go? One side I know looks better than the other, and I think it's the side with that. And you just, one has 3 dice, one has 4, 3, and 2 is what it is. And this one again, the inspiration was from Happiness for Homemade. She used like I'm trying to think what the name, like twine that was on a wire. But I decided, had these little food picks that I found at Dollar Tree, and I decided to use them coming out of there. That kind of made them look like a sparkler or whatever. So that's the way I went. And then this one was also inspired by Happiness is Homemade. So it's a snow cone. Now she used a Dollar Tree like kids baseball that was like a plastic one. The only ones I could find at my Dollar Tree had holes in it, so it really wasn't going to work because stuff wouldn't have anywhere to stick. And then you painted that with like Mod Podge and then dipped it in Epsom salts to make it stick, and then painted the red and blue parts. And then when it was all set, you sprayed it with hairspray so that it wouldn't, I had a little bit fall off there. I must not have sprayed it good, but so that it wouldn't pull apart. I think those are going to look cute sitting by one of my tiered trays or on a tiered tray. I did do a bunch of, and this one, I'm looking for the other one. There it is. The one I really didn't have to do anything with, but this ideal came from Happiness is Homemade too. Just a little patriotic hat for the Dollar Tree sells these little hats. Now I did have to with mine put some little wood blocks inside of it because otherwise it fell down so low you couldn't see his face. Maybe I put his face too high on the marshmallow. I don't know, but I did that one. And for the girl one, she was showing how she made braids, so I did that. That one you kind of need 2 hands to get on there. So I have the little boy and girl, a patriotic couple. It looks like my braid is kind of caught wrong. I think it's just the way that, yeah, it's kind of caught up inside there because her braids are more even than that. There we go. That's better. But like I said, I had to put some little blocks in there because otherwise it covered so much of their faces that I didn't like how it looked. And I kind of did the same thing for Cinco de Mayo because I thought they had the little Cinco de Mayo hats. I thought, well, I could do that too. Now these ones aren't as big, so I didn't have to fill anything in, and it's just going to kind of balance on there because, like I said, the opening's not as large on these, unfortunately. But I think if you had it sitting on a tiered tray, you know, not moving it, it would stay fine. And then the boy one, it would just be a plain old hat sitting on top of there. So, but I've been trying to kind of look for Cinco de Mayo stuff. It's not really easy to find because my birthday falls on that. So I kind of thought it might be cute to have a tiered tray in the future for that. So I'll just keep watching for inspiration. And this one was also inspired by was something I learned how to do on Happiness is Homemade. She did hers where it was all red, then white, then blue on the hat. But I had this yarn that was variegated. It was red, white, and blue, and it just kept repeating those colors. So I just braided those together, and I thought it turned out kind of cute. I wouldn't still mind doing one that is very definite red, white, blue. I see she just did a new video where she did some new patriotic hats, so I'm going to have to go take a look at those and maybe try to get those done before in the next week or so. The next two were also Happiness is Homemade inspired. There's this one, a little slushy. This one uses the Epsom salts again. This one she did a little different than how she did the snow cone, but you can go to her channel, and she has a patriotic playlist where she shows the different crafts that I found from her. Now, I did not have a patriotic straw, but I did find these blue ones in the what do they call it, Shore Living line, and I just wrapped, I had some red like foiled washi, so I just wrapped that around the blue one and called it good enough. And then I did a little house. The house came from Dollar Tree. It's a little metal house that has a hole in the middle of it, but with the paper over it, you can't tell that. And then I tied some twine around again. She showed this. She did hers patriotic on one side and summer on the other. But I tend to like to pack my stuff away. I found when I did things that could be dual, because I did a pillow like that once, that it never ended up with the next holiday. Like I had, I think, Thanksgiving on one side and Christmas on the other. Well, from Thanksgiving to Christmas was easy because I just flipped it over. But then on Christmas, it ended up with my Christmas decorations and didn't end up with the Thanksgiving. So I didn't want to have to deal with that. So I just made both sides patriotic. The scrapbook paper I bought at Joann. It was a Park Lane patriotic one. And I did buy that this year. So if you're looking for it. Now she made a watermelon stuffy, which I still want to do. At least that's what everybody refers to them as. I don't know if that's their official name, but the videos I've seen doing it. And I watched somebody else, and she did heart ones, and I thought, oh, those would be cute for the patriotic holiday. So I did 5 different ones, patriotic. I figured I could use these on tiered trays or just sitting around with decor. If I ever break down and buy the dough bowl, which I really seriously considered this last week, I could use these in that. And I thought, that made me think, I wonder how hard it would be to do a star. What I did was I cut out a template on my Cricut, a heart template, and then I just I pinned it to the 2 pieces of fabric, and then I used my pinking shears to cut around it so that it had that little bit of a, I'll bring it closer, you can kind of see it's got that scallop type edge. So, and I did the same thing with the stars. First, my template I cut was too big, was too small for my star. I thought, well, if I do it this way with the pinking shears and go further around outside, so I didn't cut right next to the star. But, I mean, you could just cut your star shape bigger. But I did 5 of those as well. This was the first one that was way too small. Because that was hard to sew. I'm like, they got to be bigger than that. So I did a bunch up. This one I discovered looks better one way. Kind of looks better this way because you can see more of that bike at the bottom. But there's my star stuffy, so I can use all of those for the patriotic decor. Because I'll probably be switching to patriotic decor next week sometime after Mother's Day. 'Cause I'd like it up before Memorial Day, so. And then I did a summer. This is the O for my welcome sign that I have out front. I changed the O out like every month. Right now it's got like I think it might be like a tulip if I remember right. It's some sort of flower anyways. I still have to do my patriotic one. The first thing I attempted on the patriotic, I didn't like how it turned out. Here, I'll show you. I tried doing this like fireworks. And I couldn't get it to weed, so I thought, well, I'll just weed out the part that I actually wanted to keep, and I'll use paint and paint it. And I just didn't like how it turned out. Maybe it's okay. Maybe I'll change my mind and use it. You let me know. Do you think it looks okay, or should I switch? Should I make something different? Which if I make something different, it won't be the fireworks, because that just I just couldn't weed out those little pieces. It just wasn't working for me. I think it's supposed to go this way with the hole on top. I think that's kind of my reference point. I suppose this might look okay from the street, because, you know, they're not going to see all the imperfections that I see when I look it up. When I bring it up close to you, you can see all the boo-boos I made. So maybe I will just keep it and go with it. But otherwise, I did paint the back so I could put something else on it if I decide to. You let me know. Would you keep this, or would you do something different? And if I do something different, it might end up being a star like I did on the freedom sign. But then this one will be my summer one. I still need to do fall, Halloween. I think that's it. Because I started with Thanksgiving, so I only have to get through those two. So I still think I think I'm going to do a leaf for fall, but I haven't decided for Halloween, because there's so many options. I mean, you could do a pumpkin, you could do a black cat, you could do a bat, you could do a ghost. Now, if I do a ghost, I'll obviously have to paint the background different, because the ghost would be white. But now, what would be cool if you did something like that is to find some glow-in-the-dark vinyl and maybe paint the circle black and then put the white ghost on it. I know they have glow-in-the-dark vinyl. I'm not sure how easy it is to locate. But that's something I might think about before I get to the Halloween one. Do I want to maybe find some glow-in-the-dark vinyl and try to do my Halloween one in a glow-in-the-dark thing? I just think that one would be kind of cool with that effect on it, because, you know, it's kind of a spooky. I don't get really spooky. I don't mind a little spooky. I go for more of the fun and the spooky, I guess. Mine has a little bit of a combination, I guess, my decorations, because I have done like haunted houses and whatever in my decor. But when I decorate, let's see, Christmas is far and away the one that I have the most decorations for. And then I think it may be Halloween and Valentine's. Those two are really close. And then Easter. Then after that, the other ones don't have quite as much. But my Christmas decorations take, I think, 3 of my shelves out there. Maybe 3.5 of my shelves that are in the garage. One of them is pretty much all village stuff. Those take up a lot of storage space, because, you know, they're big buildings. So I'm hoping I can continue to decorate for it as long as possible, because it's something that I really do enjoy. I don't know, maybe if it ever gets to the point where I have a hard time bringing it in, maybe I can ask my daughters if they could help me get it into the house, and then I could decorate, and then, you know, they could come when it's tear down time and help me bring it back out to the garage. But hopefully that's a ways down the road, but no guarantee. It's gotten where hubby can't really help me, because he has a weight limit now. He has a aneurysm in his ascending aortic valve, so he's not supposed to lift more than 10 to 15 pounds, because, you know, that could stress the aneurysm, and they don't want that to happen. They're hoping it just remains the size it is. So we'll have to wait and see. I did film a vlog yesterday. I have to go through that footage and see if anything's salvageable. So I also did put together a new opening, so hopefully I will get that done before I upload this video. I took pictures of my craft studio, since it's the first time I've done it since I moved downstairs. So my opening had still been my old craft studio, so I want to get that switched. But anyways, thanks for joining me. I'll catch you next time.